No. I can do tea and that's pretty much it.
You like tea? I would never...
Yeah,
never guess that about you.
Don't talk about it much.
Never mentioned that. Welcome to Tipsy Talk with Charlie McDonnell!
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Well, I live here.
I know.
You do. Now, there's no science to this, Charlie.
But I like my science.
I know you do. I know you probably like structure and shit.
I like rules.
There's no rules on Tipsy Talk.
I can be quite a spontaneous person.
Wow.
I really haven't started.
I've never done Tipsy Talk with ice before. It's so loud.
Pretty annoying, isn't it? I mean, I only really started drinking properly like a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And it didn't take me too long to start liking beer. Like 3
That'll
bottles.
happen.
3 bottles, and I was like, yeah.
How much of yourself did you put into your films? Like all of them? Would you say that any of them are very much you or based on your life stories?
The only one that really had a lot of me in it was Our Brother, which is not to say that I went through this experience. If you haven't seen that film, it's pretty sad. 3 siblings, the eldest one dies. And the other 2 just mourn. 2 whole movies about just that.
Good job.
I basically wanted to make a movie about death. This is the thing I'm very scared of. I wonder if I can make a movie about it to figure out how to not be scared of it anymore. And I ended up learning a lot about how to mourn the end of a relationship, be that a relationship that is someone else dying, or just like the end of just like a romantic relationship or friendship or whatever. Like there's a fair amount of me in that movie. I learned a lot through making it. It just wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Obviously it's different for everyone and it's different for every situation. But grief is grief. Whether it's dealing with a death or the end of a relationship or, you know, just something huge in your life, maybe your career or losing some big part of your life. Grief is kind of the same for everyone. Like, the stages that you go through, they're all over the place and not everyone goes through every one and not everyone even gets to acceptance or whatever, but like, it's fascinating, like, as humans, how we all cope with something in such a similar way.
I don't think I ever really thought about grief as being something that would apply to anything other than like people dying until after it. I feel like, you know, the kind of stories where the protagonist is doing almost the thing that you wouldn't do, isn't doing the good thing, that makes me think more about the choice than if I see someone making the right decision. So.
Which is probably why Breaking Bad was so successful.
Everything he does, you can justify it. Like it all works for him as a character.
But yeah, no, I like that. I like when you're kind of watching like an anti-hero or something as well, you know, like someone who doesn't really want to be. This is probably why I love Buffy so much. I mean, that, and it was just awesome. Yeah, like to watch a character not want to be the hero, like to have something thrust upon them and just have to deal with it. I guess Batman is kind of like that as well, that's why I like Batman so much. He is doing the right things, but sometimes for the wrong reasons.
Oh, Batman's insane. Did you read the Dark Knight Returns comic?
I didn't.
I finally understood just like how literally insane Batman is after reading that. He's just a really weird guy, is Batman. That's his superpower. He's just like, what are you doing?
Mad.
You excited for the new Batman movie?
No, I'm not excited for the new Batman movie.
Me neither. I felt like I should say it, but I'm not.
Being you to do with people who like Superman, are you excited for the new Superman?
You know, Thor, for example. Who cares? Who cares about Thor?
I care about Thor.
I don't care about Thor.
For all the wrong reasons. I care about Thor, Charlie. I just want to watch Thor a lot.
I feel like I was with a group of some people friends, some people I didn't know as well.
Right.
They were talking about superhero movies. I was kind of part of the conversation, and then I said, you know what, I really hate the first Thor movie. I think it's awful. And then I just got removed. Do you have a favourite superhero then? Is it Batman or? It's Thor, isn't it? It's Thor. It's Thor and his hammer.
I think it's Superman. If I had to, based on the mythology, the folklore surrounding it, the fact that he was kind of the first. He was always more popular at times of war. I just find that whole history of him like really interesting, and his morals and beliefs are like so honest and true, and like he does kind of represent really what a superhero should be.
I feel like that is kind of why I like SpiderMan so much, is because he very much felt like an early example of a superhero who was a reflection of like real people. And when he got his superpowers, he didn't want to use them for good. He wanted to be a celebrity. You can marry a dead person in France if you want to. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. Let's go to France.
Yeah, you have to have already like agreed to marry each other, and then if one of you dies, then you have to like write a letter to the president and get permission from the family as well. And then you can have a ceremony where there's like a picture of them there.
No.
They don't say I do, they say I did instead.
That's not, you're lying to me. Are you joking?
No, I'm...
That sounds like an actual punchline to a joke.
No, this is completely
They
serious.
say I did.
Yeah.
But that's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Sorry.
That's not.
We were talking about death, it was very
Shall I summarise? Shall I summarise for them?
If you want, if you can.
Charlie's scared of death. He's not cool with that happening. Mostly because he believes there's nothing after death.
Yeah.
And while he's aware that an absence of consciousness means he won't be conscious to experience it, that in itself is scary.
It's still scary.
It's still scary. I'm envious of people who are religious and believe that there is something and that they will see all their loved ones and stuff again, because I don't believe that, and it's sad. It's a good summary.
Yeah, that was pretty much what it is.
We did a little serial time.
Yeah, you were a guest on Serial Time in a very weird way.
In a very strange, it was like the most surreal episode ever, Charlie. I fell off a chair. If you're interested, head over. I'll put a link in the description. Head over and look. I was worried that you, for my sake, like wouldn't put it in.
That was great. So you're doing a pretty good job here. So.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's
No
not
worries.
bad. I'm enjoying it. It's all very colourful lately. I've added some colour, a splash of colour, and a wall of photos that's gone from being like cute to serial killer.
It was a bit overwhelming when I came. You'll have to do a shot of it now. But...
I've had a bit of a tough time recently, and I thought I'd like to just, every time I'm working or in the kitchen or anything, to just see lovely happy faces of all my friends and family, and just like, it's just nice memories.
The thing I see the most is you doing this sort of face.
Yeah.
That's the thing
I've gotta maybe stop doing that.
I had a few instances like this year at some of the city where like people came up to me and said things like, "We are friends because of you," and that's like, that's kind of really humbling. That's the sort of thing I still kind of like don't get, and it makes me just be like, "You're welcome."
Like one girl's literally chosen to do film at uni because she's seen the films that I've made and thought, I can now do it. You kind of don't realise like the butterfly effect of your channel.
Yeah, I mean that's, you know, that feels like the more important stuff to me
Absolutely.
always than
Yeah.
it kind of puts the silly little YouTube videos you make in perspective.
Because sometimes I do feel a bit like, oh, they're just silly little YouTube videos, and then someone will like just send you a message being like, this really cheered me up today.
You can oftentimes just kind of sit and do something that you don't think is very good, and that might be the thing that takes off the most, and then that thing that you put an insane amount of effort into turns out, to most people's opinion, to not be very good actually.
Yeah. Do you feel that? Do you feel like you put a lot of effort into the films and like you, I don't know, do you not feel good about them?
I always feel proud for myself, but I don't think that that kind of pride is necessarily something that translates to like a wider audience. People don't think about the amount of effort that goes into like the new Avengers movie. They just want to see if it's a new fun thing and if it's going to entertain them. That's sort of it.
I disagree like a little bit with that, because I think, and maybe it's because I do the Time of the Month series, and maybe it's because I've been so upfront with like the behind the scenes and stuff. There's a lot of people who'll say like, you can really see that you tried, and you can really see that like you're working really hard and it's taking up a lot of your time, and like you're doing that for us, and that's cool.
You have to put a lot of effort into showing people that you're putting a lot of effort into something.
Yeah.
And I do wonder, I do really wonder like how valuable that actually is.
I feel like a lot of cats have attitude problems, if I'm honest. They're a little snooty.
I mean, I don't know, I kind of like that in my life. Like when Gideon finally started to like come out of his cage and like he'd like hang out by my leg for just like a little bit and then would like go away, and now he will just like come up and sit on my lap and he'll just be like...
There's a sense of accomplishment with your cat.
Definitely.
I bet this says a lot about us. I don't want to have to work for that. I just want it. I just want unconditional affection.
I think feeling annoyed about something not loving you is a valuable thing to feel.
No, that's fair.
Definitely. Kind of makes you more of a... I'll stop now.
Okay, good. And that's been Tipsy Talk with Charlie McDonnell. I don't need to tell you to subscribe to Charlie. You're all subscribed to Charlie.
Well,
but if you're not,
already, then that would
do
be
that.
nice.
Do. Good. Goodbye. I mean, I'm probably not going to explain where we are.
Our sexy hotel getaway is where we are.
Good. Well, that's that explained. Good.
Did it in that.
We were just
Did it in that.
doing it there.